Good evening, everybody, once again. Like I said before, I know I cut a little break there to do the TCR video, but I wanted to do a full lap KOM at Poston Park. So KOMs, going for KOMs in the woods are a little strange, it's a little weird. They definitely have more errors than say like what you get on the road bike. The short ones even more so seem to amplify that. So like I said, instead of signing up and doing a real race, which we are limited to not doing them for the foreseeable future, I decided to race the clock instead. So we will be going through each section of the Poston Park. I think this place is like 10 miles long, something like that, but it's very technical. It is a slow trail. If you can average over 10 miles an hour out there, you're doing a pretty good click. Anyway guys, let's get out of here. Let's go. You guys want to know something really funny though? So I grilled chicken wings. What are you doing, dog? And I just recorded this whole thing and I've got my camera turned around so my screen's like this big, and I just now realized that I had like chicken wing sauce all over my face, but I already recorded it. So let's just get to the trail. I'm done with this. Let's go. Poston Park is one of my favorite trails in the Charlotte area. It is actually kind of rough compared to the more machine cut trails that you get at the old Whitewater Center, and it has a lot of sections that require skill and fitness. And if we head on over to Strava and check out the current KOM situation, we will see that a one penny packer actually has the current KOM with a time of 55:17. It's pretty fast. Anything under an hour for a full lap at Poston is a clean ride. So my goal for this endeavor will be to just settle in. I've got a few sections that I really want to just attack, where I know that I can pick up some time. And besides that, I just want to have a time that is sub 56. That's my goal, 56 minutes. If I can get under that, which I think is very doable for my current fitness and technical ability, I will be happy. Alright guys, let's do this. Let's go through the KOM at George Poston Park. So I'm going to break Poston Park into 5 key segments. Section 1 is going to be classified as hardy, mainly because it's got the hardy climb on it. And it is about 3.5 miles. This first section, it's mainly got a couple parts that you really have to look out for. You really need to make sure you make it across the bridges clean. I have pinballed the crap out of these things before. Since the bars have gotten wider and I'm still used to the narrow stuff, I make sure to put one hand on the bridge and just skim across it. Bar's too wide. Oh, whoever made these bridges is Once you get through the bridges, it's mainly rolling terrain until you cross over this giant, I don't know what they're doing, making a parkway that goes all the way around. That's when I started to try to pick the pace up just a little bit. There is a climb coming up that I really wanted to put a dig into, because Poston is very, it's a very technical trail, so you have to pick when you're gonna put your digs in and go for it. Go all out and recover on the downhills. You know, make sure you don't blow yourself up, but there's only a few spots on Poston you can really push the pace and it not solely be reliant on your skills. So Hardy is relatively easy. I would say it's probably one of the easier sections out here if you take out the whole bridge fiasco.
Sorry. One more time. I didn't mean to scare you.
The next section we're going to go through is called the Ridges. So the Ridges, I think, in my opinion, is probably the most difficult section out here, only because you can lose a lot of time in this first little kicker. I don't really know what you'd call it, but as soon as you turn left off of this bridge, it's a heck of a little endeavor that you have to undertake here. I'm a lot better at technical stuff with speed because I have always ridden this way, but if I see something intimidating, just gas the crap out of it. Hopefully your momentum will take you through it. Even if you look like an octopus flailing limbs, you're still gonna make it through it. So there's two ridges, that's why I call this the Ridges, go figure. Once you get through that technical section, it meanders around, it's a little bit of a climb. You come back around, cross a second bridge, and once you turn left there, it's almost like an easier version of what you just did. So you have to keep your speed to get through the technical stuff, but it's a little bit easier. So once you get up and over that ridge, we get to section 3. I call it green power lines. We call it green power lines because you do the green trail, the easiest trail out here. You do about half of it, and then you end up on the power lines. Power lines to me is probably where you can put in some of your best time as far as putting in a pretty big dig. That's when I actually started to lose a little bit of ground here because I was trying to recover a little bit, if I'm going to be honest. And once you hit power lines, if it's a hot day, you're gonna be smoking hot right here because it's slow, sun's beating down on you. I actually overdressed a little bit with these wool arm warmers, so I was a little hot right here. So I kept my pace steady, but I didn't put a dig in like I wanted to. So I think I can actually go back out there, redo this, and pick up some time by just smashing myself right here. After the green power line, we come to the next section.
On your left here. Appreciate it, buddy.
We're gonna call this section Spencer Mountain, mainly because you're at the true base of the mountain. This is where the trees are gonna be farther apart, way more rocks. It's very technical, but it's as long as you keep your momentum, it's not too bad. So you have a couple times you go up this climb. They call it the deja vu climb because you do it twice. So you can put in an effort there. I did pretty decent. I kept my pace steady. And that's what I was going for at this point. I was trying to limit my losses and just stay steady. I didn't want to blow up because I'm the world's worst at putting my head down, riding as hard as I can. Multiple times in races, I've ran straight through the tape because I'm not even looking where I'm going because I'm riding so hard. So I didn't want to do that here. My goal was to go for this KOM, but I wanted to go for it in a manner that if I had to do 2 laps, I could sustain that.
Alley-oop. Ah, frick.
So right about here is where it starts to actually get a little bit more technical and rocky. Just keep your momentum, you'll be fine. I really wasn't worried about this section here as long as I just kept pressure on the pedals. Once you get through the Spencer Mountain Loop, you finish out the green trail. You go around some soccer fields. It's pretty wide open. You can just put your head down and go. It's pretty easy. And then section 5, we are going to call the way back. Basically, the way this trail seems like it's cut, when you get past the whole Spencer Mountain Loop, you just haul butt back to the parking lot. It's almost a straight shot. So none of the trails are super difficult on the way back. Elevation isn't terrible either. There's a couple kickers. Right when you start into the woods after the soccer fields, there is a hell of a little climb. You do come out on a gravel road right towards the end, and I figured that I needed to keep my pace up on this gravel road because if I didn't, I think the easy stuff is where you can lose time to somebody who's got more fitness than you do. I did better than I thought I would, honestly. That's a big W in my book. With the absence of racing, it's the only win that I could muster. And I hope everyone is doing well. These KOM videos I thought would be a little strange to do. I'm learning how to do them properly. Usually I just cover the races. Well, what am I kidding? I'm learning how to do videos, period, properly. But if you have any suggestions, just let me know, guys. I am always up for it. If there's any KOM you think I should go for, let me know. I will certainly try it, even if I fail miserably. I was pleasantly surprised that was not the case here. And I hope everyone is doing very well. Hopefully we're all coming out of this pandemic unscathed here soon. And I will see everyone on the trails later.
Alright, alright, alright.